his grit sharp and keen. A logger's lens cuts through the haze. Her dog's a sidekick on these strange days. Late nights with Des, unraveling secrets you can't second guess. True crime tales under moonlit skies. She's got the questions and piercing eyes. Whispers in the dark echo through the air. Her fearless spirit takes her everywhere. A Texan heart and a sleuth-sharp mind. Late nights with Des leave no stone behind. Late nights with Des, piecing puzzles with finesse. True crime vlogger with a fearless quest. In her world, the curious are always blessed.
Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, June 12th. It's currently 10:23. I came on late because I got home late. But okay, wait. Let me start playing this weather thing, and then I'm gonna give you a little rundown of what's going on. But I do want to share the weather. So give me 1 second. Let me get this weather started.
Additional development. I do want to break down this hour by hour, but first, here's the threat. A moderate risk. That's a level 3 out of 4 for localized flooding, and unfortunately, Kerrville is included in that, as well as Hunt, Ingram, out towards Rock Springs, Junction, towards Sonora. We zoom out and show you the bigger picture. There is a marginal to a slight risk that does extend farther south and east towards Bexar County. Okay, this is model number 1. I think this is worst case scenario because the other model is a little less aggressive on the rain moving in. I think, again, we still have a flash flooding threat for the hill country, and that may extend towards Kerrville and Bernie. By about midnight, we could see additional development, and some of these storms could be strong to severe. And notice as we put this into motion through 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., these storms, based on this one forecast model, sits over the same spot, anywhere from Real and Edwards County towards Blanco and Kerr County. That's what the concern is. If these storms don't move and they sit over the same spot for hours on end, I mean, that's going to lead to localized areas, 3 to 5 inches of rain with localized even more. And notice by 1 o'clock, there may be some lingering activity as it slowly pushes out towards the I-35 corridor. Here's model number 2, less aggressive and slower moving on the onset of storms. By about 6, 7 a.m., it's slowly moving into the hill country. And then after that, a little bit more quick on the progression on the storms, but there could be some lingering activity in the late morning and early afternoon hours. This is worst case scenario, on average between 3 to 5 inches, but localized areas. Again, this is a forecast model because these numbers could easily be farther north or farther south, but this particular model is ranging from 3 to 4 to maybe 5 inches of rain in some areas. So that's not what we need. We're preparing for the potential for that happening between now and about tomorrow afternoon. Sunday's forecast, lower to middle 90s, depending on how much rain actually forms. We may be limited into the upper 80s, so might be seeing some rain cool there tomorrow in San Antonio. So we have a weather impact alert for tomorrow, 94 degrees, 50% coverage, and a little bit higher coverage towards the hill country. Kerr County, Gillespie County, Bandera, and Real County. Monday, 96. Tuesday, 95 with less rain chances by the end of the week. But we have a flood watch that's in effect until tomorrow evening. We're watching that very closely for the potential at overnight and Sunday afternoon flash flooding. Alicia and Henry.
Okay, Ryan, thank you very much. The King of Country is stepping.
Okay, so you're probably like, Des, what the hell? You just went straight into the weather. That's an updated weather for what's going on in Kerrville. But before I get to that, I want to give a huge shout out to Melissa, aka Turd Ferguson, for creating the Late Night with Des song. I love it so much. From now on, it's going to be playing in the beginning, here's her channel. If you guys want to go subscribe to her channel, she's amazing. I love her. She makes the best music ever. Her link is right here down below. I love the song. So from now on, intro and outro, that song is going to be playing. I have her own little banner down below. But what else? I'm trying to think before I get into the thing. Shout out to Melissa for the music. Oh yes, new things are coming to the channel and to the Discord. I know I said I wanted to do phone calls, and yes, I'm gonna be taking phone calls starting next week when we get into our case. We're gonna be talking about Casey Anthony for 3 days next week, so I do want to take some phone calls. I am gonna get a sideline number so you guys can call that number and we can just take like live phone calls. But for now, we're gonna do through the Discord. So if you aren't in my Discord, I suggest you join. I have a channel and I have a voice call that you can join. So whenever I'm like, oh, join the voice call, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of it tonight, so you know like where to go. But I am going to be taking phone calls next week when we talk about Casey Anthony, because it's going to be a multi-series stream. We're going to talk about the case, and then we're going to watch her trials live, and then we're going to figure out, you know, where the hell is Casey Anthony, like where's she been hiding. But that'll be next week. I'm going to put out the alerts after the stream. Dawn Marie, hello, how are you? Y'all, Dawn Marie went live the other day. I was so happy. I caught it. I was like, oh my god, Dawn Marie is live. I was so happy. Her link's gonna drop in a little bit. If you guys aren't subscribed to Dawn Marie, I suggest you subscribe to her. She has a wonderful channel. Nothing but vibes. I love it so much. I love when she goes on live and she talks. I just love it. I have been missing her lives, and then she didn't go live for a while. I was like, oh my god, Dawn Marie needs to go live. Like, I miss her lives. But here's her link down below. If you guys want to go subscribe to her, definitely subscribe to her. I have hers. I have Duty Ron's, Janelle, OB's, many others. I just have to do the little exclamation point. What else? I feel like I have something else to say before I get into tonight's topic. Oh yes, StreamYard did update, and sadly, it won't let me play my beginning clip that I always used to play. So now I have to update it. So soon I'll have an intro and outro video, but for now you're gonna get the little timer one until I get it. Dang you, StreamYards. You're always updating, but then you suck when I get on live. StreamYards is something else. Oh, look at Dawn Marie. She's so adorable. That's a little bit of the debriefing, but tonight we're going to talk about the Kerrville flooding update. I gave you guys a little preview of the weather. Definitely going to give you more previews of it. Now, if you saw a little bit of it, Kerrville is potentially might get flooded again since we got more rain coming in tonight. So if you are in the Kerrville area or the red, I'll show that part again, the map. If you're in that, let me get it. Let me actually pull it up so that way we know. National Weather Service. San Antonio. I can't wait to cover Casey Anthony. I'll be here for that. I can't stand her. Yeah, I can't stand Casey Anthony either. I just can't stand her. When I saw she was out of prison, was she out of prison? Or when I saw she was back on like the internet and she was like on TikTok and people were like praising her and like saying she's an advocate, I was like, no. Do you not know who Casey Anthony is? Like, I got so pissed when people were like praising her. I was like, don't praise her. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a Casey Anthony live and let's remind people who Casey Anthony really is. She's not this person who's trying to fight justice for her baby. No, let's talk about Casey Anthony and what she did to her child. So I have everything. I was supposed to go live about her this week, but then like I had like change of subjects, so I was like, you know what, let's do next week, just because I want to get all the information so that way we don't miss anything, and I want to get all the trials set in order so we can watch the trials. And then we're going to see, where is Casey Anthony? So this is the National Weather Service official page. Now we're going to talk about the National Service now, and then we're going to start talking about the Kerrville flooding, just because after what happened recently on the 4th of July, the Kerrville flooding, they've been taking it like very serious, and they've been doing heavy investigation on it, because now the death toll has went up to 129, and they're assuming that more fatalities are going to grow as the water starts to slowly go down. But now that there's more flooding on the way, they're hoping that there's no more fatalities. So it's 129 confirmed fatalities as of today, and there's still, I believe, 100 and something people missing. A lot of the fatalities, they said, are mostly from the camps that were there and a lot of civilians. But I am going to show you the National Weather Service for today onto tonight. And then we're going to get into kind of like the breakdown of what happened, because I know now they're going to start breaking down, okay, what happened with the Kerrville flooding back on 4th of July. Many things. But this is today. Ow. So all this area. Oh, okay. I don't know what this is. Is this Chinese? Hang on. How do I exit? There we go. As of tonight until tomorrow at 7 p.m., all these counties are in a flood watch. Mostly the news is facing from Rock Springs to Kerrville, Fredericksburg. They're mainly focusing right here for more potential flooding like it did back in the 4th of July weekend. And of course, they have to put it in the surrounding areas just in case. I know this extends all the way up to Dallas, all the way up to Oklahoma. Now I'm trying to find you that one part that the news had put. There we go. This is it. So this was for today. There we go. So localized heavy possible rain tonight. This is more in the central Texas, like Kerrville, what is it, like Fredericksburg, Bandera, places like that. This is the area that is the same area that flooded out back in 4th of July, so they're keeping a close eye on it. And then of course it extends down. This is slight, 15%, and then marginal, of course, 5%. But they're more focused here on the red area. This is for tonight into Sunday early morning. So definitely, if you are in this area, please have your alerts on. Please be careful. If you can, please start. If I think I seen on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly they're telling people to start kind of getting ready to evacuate just in case. We saw the news. Of course, they said it's going to be a lot of heavy rain more in this area than anywhere else. But of course, you know, Mother Nature could be like, nah, let me move down some heavy rain down more. So we all have to be weather alerted. So this literally was updated at 8:15, so like 2 hours ago. This is for Saturday. Now this is for tomorrow, Sunday. See how it starts. Can you hear me? My mic died again. I need a new mic. But this is for tomorrow, Sunday. Notice how it goes up more into Texas, and then you start to see where like it lifts the flood watch and stuff like that. So this is for Sunday. So this is for tomorrow. I'll let y'all take a look of it. With this whole rain and everything, I've been drained out. Like I felt meh. I was gonna go live yesterday, but then I just felt like so like So I was like, I don't think I will. I'll move it till tomorrow. And of course, the National Weather Service gave out a flash flood safety. Your 1, 2, 3s definitely get to high ground. Number 2, don't drive into the water. And number 3, stay informed. Look at your radar, watch the news station, look at social medias, things like that. And then it gives a little rain chances for the week. Here, this is the temperature and this is the rain chances. So I'm in San Antonio. So tomorrow I'm at a 25%. The more you're going to see a highest is definitely Llano, Texas. A little bit of Austin. Mostly Llano, that's like in Kerrville kind of ish. So I'll let you look at that. And then it's going to start getting hot. And let me tell you, this week it was so hot. I was like, oh my God. Okay. So they sent this out today. Now, the National Weather Service here for San Antonio is located in New Braunfels. So it's basically, I think it covers all this area. And then you have Houston. Houston has its own, it covers its own area, and so does Dallas as well. You can kind of see where the rain is starting to form, and these are like heavy rain. Just pockets of rain, like downpours. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so let me pull up the news station, just so that way we can see a little bit of what's going on. Sorry, my phone is like, okay. Weather. Oh, share this tab instead. So we're gonna do some current news, and then I'm gonna get you like what happened recently. Oh, there we go. So this is for my San Antonio peeps. Tomorrow it's a 50% chance of rain. So we'll get some showers. It'll stop by midday. This is for San Antonio only. I'm going to get you for Kerrville because I know Kerrville is the main center that everyone's focusing at. This is tonight. Should be no rain. They expect rain to start coming like around the 6 a.m. time. Mostly beginning morning. It should end by the afternoon, and then by 7 p.m. the watch should be lifted because they're saying Monday and Tuesday they don't really see that much rain. But definitely heavy rain is expected in the Kerrville area tonight around 3 in the morning. So let me pull up Kerrville's weather. So that way, if you know somebody in Kerrville, you can definitely give them this information. Okay. Oh, why is it only doing half of the screen? What is going on here? How do I exit this out? There we go. Oh, I'm just pressing buttons at this point. Okay. So for rain tonight in the Kerrville area, it's a 70%. There, you are in the marginal risk of severe weather tonight. So you're definitely gonna get some rain tonight. Will it show me like the hourly, like it did ours? And there's an ad. Great. Please hold as I try to get my computer to work. My computer and me like to tussle, and I think right now, because my Wi-Fi is being a little janky, this is not what I look for. There it goes. Okay. Well, my computer does not want to function with me. See how it's doing this again? Great, computer. Do I need to close this ad? Is that what it is? Oh my god, what am I clicking? There we go. Let me get the hourly for tonight into tomorrow. If you are in Kerrville, Texas, you're currently under a flood watch and you're in the marginal risk of severe weather and flooding. Definitely, please stay weather advised. Please stay safe. Please stay dry. If you can, please start making plans tonight to start moving somewhere away from this. Just because, we saw the news, they said, they could be another 4th of July flooding like it did today, like it's going to do today. So definitely please be careful, stay dry. Why is my computer being wonky? It's scary out there, guys. This weather is no joke. And we're not even into full hurricane season. Texas starts getting hurricanes next month into September. We're not even over with hurricane season. I'm not even ready. I hope we don't get a hurricane. I'm not fit for a hurricane. I'll do hurricanes. Hello, Darlene. How are you? How are you doing? I'm still camping in the middle of the wood. Girl, be careful out there. Be careful camping out there, Darlene. Okay. So this is for Kerrville. This is Sunday. This is during the day. You're going to get some showers and scattered thunderstorms. You're at a 60% chance of rain. You might get over an inch. I know the news and the national weather said up to 9 inches total. Please be safe out there. And then, of course, in the night, it's a 40% chance of rain for the Kerrville area. And then they're saying you might get some more rain on Monday, and then Tuesday down, it's going to be sunny and hot. So definitely, if you're in the Kerrville area, please be safe. Please be careful. Turn around, don't drown. Try to get to high ground. Like they said, this system is going to start moving in to the Kerrville area around 3 in the morning. So in a couple of hours, and then it's going to start making its way to the other counties early morning, like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. For us, it'll be gone by midday, but they're saying for Kerrville, they might get hit with more rain during the day as well. That's why all the counties that I showed you are under a flood watch, but mostly right here where this little ping is, they're saying they're keeping an eye on it because it might get flooded again like the way it did in 4th of July. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully these systems do weaken out. But definitely stay weather alert, make preparations just in case. But doing fine in New York. Florida is supposed to get whacked with rain. Oh yeah, I heard about that. And well, I think North Carolina and New Mexico, they got heavy rain too. I think they got flooded too, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely gonna look into Florida weather as well, because I know I have people in Florida who are like who live in Florida. So that's the current news update on Kerrville. We looked at the Kerrville weather, and then we looked at, of course, the San Antonio weather. Mostly the news is just focused on Kerrville because Kerrville is going to get hit really bad with heavy rain tonight into tomorrow. So like I said, if you're in the Kerrville area, please stay dry. Please be careful. If you can, start making plans now to start getting away from it, just in case if it does flood, you're away from the flooding. It is scary. But now, since the 4th of July flooding occurred, now the state of Texas started looking into investigations of what happened. They're starting to break down, what really happened. Did the National Weather Service put out an alert? How quickly did it flood out? They just want to know, what happened in Kerrville and the surrounding areas. Donald Trump actually did visit Kerrville yesterday. He actually landed in San Antonio, and then he made his way to Kerrville, him and the First Lady. So I'm going to show you some of that as well. But excuse me, as the days go by, they're slowly starting to find more people who were missing. The fatality rate is going up, and they're still looking for a lot of more people. As of today, the fatality toll was at 129. And I think there was, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, there we go. At least 129 people have been confirmed who have been deceased, and there's still 166 people still missing. But of course, a lot of people were like, well, did the National Weather Service, did the news put out an alert prior to 4th of July? Because I know a lot of people were like, it just happened suddenly. Yes, they did. They just confirmed right here with this. And I know in other surrounding areas since Monday and Tuesday, I know for here in San Antonio, Monday that week of 4th of July week, they did tell us that we were going to get heavy rain that weekend, the 4th of July weekend, to plan around our weekend and to just be weather alert. Now, a lot of people are like, well, they didn't do that for Kerrville. Apparently they did. Here's the warning they sent out the day before 4th of July. This was July 3rd at 1:18. They said a flood watch was in effect until Friday morning for portions of South Central Texas, 1 to 3 inches with isolated amounts of 5 to 7 inches. And of course, they gave the areas of Bandera, Edwards County, Kerr County, Kidney, Medina, Real, and Uvalde County. My husband and youngest son are in Florida, where we are in Central Florida. We usually are protected. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. No rain. I don't want no rain over there for y'all. We need the fall. We need cool weather. I think it's time we get some cool weather for everybody. I think everyone's tired of this hot weather and this flooding. Even though we need rain, we don't need flooding rain. I think everybody's ready for the fall. I'm ready for the fall. So this was literally the day before that they sent out this alert. And then, of course, it started raining and flooding around 3 a.m., 4 a.m., that Thursday night into that Friday morning. So sometime before midnight, the rain started to fall hard. The river swelled and surged over its bank, suddenly rushing with a reckless violence that snapped trees, carried away victims as they slipped, swallowed up the cars they fled in, pulled them under as they ran for higher ground. First responders couldn't keep up, and in many cases didn't get there in time. At least 129 people died and 166 are still missing, mostly from Kerr County. Besides Kerr County flooding, I know Georgetown flooded and a little bit of Seguin as well. That weekend, that 4th of July weekend, was terrible because it was back-to-back rain and lots of flooding for those low-lying areas. In parts of Texas, didn't even see rain. Some of it saw rain, but not that much rain. And now here we go again. What 4th of July was what, like last weekend? Here we are this weekend, seeing more rain on the way. Usually around this time when we get the tropical moisture, we get rain, but we don't get this much rain. It's been a week. After a week of the flood, there are many questions of what authorities have refused to answer. How could all these campers, relievers, and residents be caught off guard? Why didn't many of them get flash flood alerts? What time did emergency response officials snap into action? And by then it was too late. Why were at least 2 high-ranking Kerr County officials still asleep when the waters were surging? So, of course, a lot of people are wondering, what went wrong, what happened, they have, I think even a week later, we all have questions of what happened, The river has been taking lives and flooding homes for a century, and for nearly as long, authorities have discussed how best to monitor the flow and alert people in danger. Kerr County officials said they would produce an after-action report, but that it wouldn't be immediate. They're focused on searching for the missing. Just in the past few years, authorities choose not to install a new alert system that indicated sensors and sirens as part of the cost. At least 36 children in the county died in the 4th of July flood. I think because here we're like South Central Texas, we don't have an alert system. We only go based off our phones, and even at that, if you're a heavy sleeper, you don't really hear it and you don't really see it. That's their way of alerting us, or they alert us on the TVs. But even at that, I think they should amp our alert system because, not a lot of elderly use their phones, so they don't know how to work it. Like I said, not a lot of people pay attention when it happens at night when they're asleep. So I think they really, really, really need to amp up the alert system just in case. I noticed last month when they said San Antonio was getting a tornado, we don't have a tornado siren here in San Antonio. You basically had to sit by your phone and just get the alert if it was nearby you or not, which is kind of crazy to me because we live in Texas and certain parts of Texas do get tornadoes. Here in the South, we don't really get tornadoes, but apparently we got one and we didn't get an alert. We only got it on our phone. And even at that, people were like, well, where is it? What's happening? It's crazy. They probably just didn't want to listen to what they should have been told to do. Yeah, you get people like that as well who don't listen. They're like, you know what? We're going to ride the storm out. It's no big deal, No, don't ever ride a storm out. If the news is telling you prior, hey, there's a flood watch, keep advised. Definitely take action. Especially here in Texas, sometimes the creeks and the rivers do get a lot of rain when it rains, a lot of water when it rains. So of course, like, people know, like, okay, hey, it's gonna rain, let's move away from the river just in case. But like Darlene said, there's some people that don't. Some people just probably didn't want to listen. Especially with the camp, I feel like when it came to the campers, I think they should have moved them away from the river, because when we get heavy downpours, the river does get more water in it. But a lot of people don't listen. They're just like, meh, I'm gonna write it out, we'll be fine, we've gone through it. And then look what happened. So I'm gonna show you, I don't remember which, I think it was KSAT 12 that had a kind of like a timeline of how the camp flooded so quickly. Let me see. Ooh. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. Loading. There's, if you were in Kerrville, I know the first responders are ready for the recent, for now, the weather that's gonna happen tonight for you guys. They're prepared, they're ready. I know a lot of shelters are open, and I don't know what that was, but there are shelters that will take you and your pets. So definitely, I think it was San Antonio, no, Austin Pets Alive. They'll take in your pet and, watch them while you get everything situated. There are some shelters that are taking you and your pets. A lot of shelters are full to the max. I know shelters here in San Antonio as well are taking people in, and of course the surrounding areas as well. Lots of donations are being donated to Kerrville, from grocery stores to football teams. Basically, everyone is helping out here in Texas for Kerrville. But I do want to show you. It had a video, like a module, kind of it. I just have to look for it. I guess it did. I guess they took it off. I thought they would show it. I don't know if it was KSAT 12 or another one, but I do have to look for it. But I do want to show this video, and then I'm going to show you the Donald Trump one when he came yesterday. Him and his first lady actually came out to Texas and they visited. Okay. So at least 103 killed in the Kerrville have been identified. So they did identify some of the victims. I did, the other stream, identify some of them as well. Some of them were mostly campers from Camp Majestic. My bad. So as of Friday, so this recent Friday, so, oh wait, on the 6th, my bad. It was published on the 6th, outdated on the 12th. So as of last Friday, they identified some of the victims. It was 103 people at the time. There were 67 adults and 37 children. It is unclear how many adults and children remain unidentified. So Camp Majestic is an all-girls Christian camp the Guadalupe River. They confirmed 27 campers and counselors had tragically lost their lives. At least 161 people are still missing after the flooding, including 5 campers and 1 counselor from Camp Majestic. I think it was the owner or the director of Camp Majestic also sadly lost his life in the flooding. He was trying to help all the girls as he can get to higher ground. My condolences and prayers go out to the families, the victims, everyone in Kerrville, to Georgetown, to Seguin, to New Mexico, to North Carolina. Everybody, my heart, prayers, and condolences go out to you guys. It's very sad. Did I do my disclaimer? I don't think I did my disclaimer. I always forget to do my disclaimer. I'll do it in a little bit. So one of them was Joyce Bandon. She traveled to hunt for the 4th of July with her friends. She went to Katy High School. Two of her friends were found deceased and one is still missing. Mary Grace Baker. She was one of the campers at Camp Majestic. And Margaret Bellows as well. She was one of the campers from Camp Majestic. Lena and Eloise. This is the one that we talked about previous live. They were both missing. The families were looking for them. Well, they were both found deceased. Beth and Hutch Bryan. They were reported missing Friday. And then they were found deceased. John Burgess. He was camping with his family near the river. His wife and his 2 sons are still unaccounted for. Ella Canhill. She was a student at Alcaraz College of Business at the University of Texas in San Antonio. She sadly passed away as well. She was visiting Hunt, Texas with her friends. 2 of her friends' bodies were found. 1 is still missing. Chloe. She was a counselor at Camp Majestic, and sadly, she passed away in the flood as well. Cody and Michelle Crossland. They sadly passed away in the flooding. They were a part of a group of 5 Midlanders. I guess they went camping. Molly was a camper in Camp Majestic. Catherine Eads. She was a psychology senior lecturer at UTSA. She sadly passed away in the flood. Richard Aisland. He was the director of Camp Majestic. He sadly passed away as well. This is the one I was talking about. Bruce Ferguson. He was only 83 years old. He died after his RV washed away from the HTR campground in Kerrville. His wife, Penny Ferguson, is still missing. His son and granddaughter were able to swim to safety with the help of Good Samaritans. Holly, she was 72. She sadly passed away. Hadley, she was a camper. No, she was not a camper. I'm sorry. She was a victim who passed away in the flooding. Blair and Brooke Harbor. They were staying along the river and their cabin was swept away. It's so sad. Janie, we talked about Janie. Janie was a camper in Camp Majestic. She sadly passed away. Mary, she was also a camper. Braxton and Alyssa Martin, they were both found deceased. Emlyn and Penny Jeffer, they were found deceased as well. Melissa and Rob Cabin. Lainey Landry, she was also a camper in Camp Majestic. She was actually the first camper that we had reported who had sadly passed away. It was Lainey, and then I think it was Janie, and then it was another girl. But Lainey was the first one we had confirmed who had sadly passed away in the flooding. Hannah and Rebecca Lawrence, they were both campers. And they were twin sisters. Kellyanne as well. Reese. Sarah Marsh. Amanda and Bobby Bryan, or Martin. Bailey Martin. So Bailey Martin was an Odessa Police Department officer. Or he worked in the police department. Lenny, we talked about Lenny as well. Lenny was one of the campers we also confirmed. Blakely, we talked about Blakely as well more later on in the stream. And just many, many, many others as well. Brian Perry, he was a voluntary firefighter. He was camping with his wife, Tina, when the floodwaters started rising. So his wife, Tina, was found. She was hanging onto a tree, but sadly, Bradley did not make it. Jane, we talked about Jane as well. She was a director of the Hard O Hills camp. She sadly passed away in the flooding. Just many, many people are being identified and confirmed. It's so sad. My heart and prayers go out to the victims' families. It's just so sad. I forgot to do my disclaimer. So everything I say is all alleged in my opinion. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I get my sources from trusted resources and news stations. I am not responsible for anyone else's commentary, actions, comments, anything like that. So yeah. I'm going to show you President Trump visiting Kerrville. He actually spoke to our governor. If you know me and our governor, I don't really like our governor for many reasons, and that's a different day, a different topic. But if you're from Texas, you know, you know.
Summer's here and it's another scorcher. Remember? Hot, sticky, and unbearable? That's the one. Be ready this year and choose American Standard Air. It's my brand. Make it yours. Cool, clean, and reliable. You'll beat back a hot Texas sun every single time. Home comfort is serious business. Be ready, stay cool, take my word. Comfort the way you like it. AmericanStandardAir.com.
We just were making a little tour of the area. It's hard to believe the devastation. Trees that are 100 years old just ripped out of the ground. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen a lot of bad ones. I've gone to a lot of hurricanes, a lot of tornadoes. I've never seen anything like this. This is a bad one. We just visited with incredible families that, look, they've been devastated. They lost their child or two children, and just hard to believe what I've never seen anything like it. A little narrow river that becomes a monster, and that's what happened. But the First Lady and I are here in Texas to express the love and support and the anguish of our entire nation in the aftermath of this really horrific and deadly flood. Nobody has any idea how and why a thing like this could happen. It's, and by the way, I have to tell you, the people here, first responders, the sheriff's office, all of the police, law enforcement, they've done an unbelievable job. And in speaking to the parents, they said everybody has been so professional, from the governor to the senators, all the way down to the local people on the site that really are a little bit used to this. But they've been looking at this for years, but in much smaller doses, much smaller doses. 12 years ago, and then 1932, they had a real bad one, but that bad one was half of what this was. But I was speaking to some of the great people in the town, and they said, no, every year we get a little bit, but it was like a little bit of a flood, right? You were telling me, and it was just a flood. We got used to it. We had people, and we took care of it. And this year it was like, what's going on, right? So all across the country, Americans' hearts are shattered. I had to be here as president. First lady wanted to be here. And, all the beautiful souls. And we're filled with grief and devastation. It's the loss of life. And unfortunately, they're still looking. They're still looking. There's a lot of missing children, possibly, mostly. We don't know. But they're still looking. And they'll find everybody, but it's not an easy thing. You would think it would be easy. It's very tough. I looked at what they're going through, what they have to do. But dozens and dozens of precious children taken from us with such, I looked at the pictures of almost all of them, and it's terrible. Following a torrential downpour, the worst that anyone's ever seen, Guadalupe River rose 26 feet in less than 45 minutes. And I've even heard it went well over 30 feet. There's one story that one person said it had to be 60 feet at one moment. This is like a giant, giant wave in the Pacific Ocean that the best surfers in the world would be afraid to surf. And it unleashed a catastrophic flooding as most residents were asleep in their beds. A very dark evening. The waters claimed at least 135, 140 lives. They're getting that count, but the count that they don't have is how many are still missing. But a lot of lives, a lot of young angels. At the Girls Christian Summer Camp, known as Camp Mystic, a legendary camp, a camp that people would want to go to from all over the country. People, parents, they come and they would stay with their children. They'd stay in other cabins just to be with their children, but a legendary place. They were there because they loved God. And as we grieve this unthinkable tragedy, we take comfort in the knowledge that God has welcomed those little, beautiful girls into his comforting arms in heaven. We believe that, have to believe that, and we do. And we lost some wonderful people beyond the little girls. We lost some very brave men and women that tried to save the girls. As our nation, we mourn for every single life that was swept away in the flood, and we pray for the families that are left behind. It's amazing the incredible spirit from those families. I don't know. I don't even know how they do it. But moments ago, Melania and I spent a lot of time with them. That's why we're a little late. I think this was a good reason to be late, frankly. And we just gave our warmest condolences. But you say to yourself, you know, how do you give condolences? How do you do that to a young person that 3 days ago was here, 4 days ago was here and vibrant, and now is no longer here? The search for the missing continues. The people that are doing it are unbelievable people, that you couldn't get better people than this anywhere, Christy, right? Anywhere in the world, you couldn't get better people. And they're doing the job like I don't think anybody else could, frankly. And I want to thank them. I want to thank all of these great first responders who raced into very grave danger. We have some people that were incredible. The single Coast Guard rescue crew saved an incredible 169 children at Camp Mystic, 169. And the camp staff was also incredibly courageous. Are those Coast Guard people around here someplace? Because I hear some incredible people. And I actually, Scott Ruskin, is he around? Where's Scott?
He's not here right now, sir, but he
So-
will be here later and I will be.
Oh, okay. Will you let him
presenting them
know?
with some. I'll let him
And
know.
John Dunn, the owner of the Hunt store, was a flood. Where are you? Okay, good. We spoke a little while ago, and it sort of John was telling me some stories about that store, and it was just really amazing.
Yes, Mr. President. First, let me correct. Was owner of the Hunt store from 2013 till April of last year, where I actually sold the store to Haley and BB Lehrman, who are
Right.
excellent operators, and they're on the ground right now in Hunt, leading the effort there together with
Good.
the fire department, the churches, the schools, what have you.
Good.
And they're doing a phenomenal job.
Good, John.
My role in it is I had seller finance the deal, and
You're
so
going to
I'm-
bring it back?
I'm absolutely going to bring it back.
And the
together
walls
with
are up,
Haley
the
and
two
BB.
walls are up, and you're
Look,
going to,
there's belief out there that it was a total loss. It's not. Gentleman by the name of Larry Graham put up some incredible walls in 1973. And he's a great engineer, and those walls are still standing.
save the walls.
Save the walls.
Okay.
And the goal is, and I think we can get it done between Haley, BB, myself, and some outside help that we're going to be getting. I think we're going to get it reopened very quickly.
Good.
I think it's important to get it open quickly because once we do, the community can get back to a sense of normalcy. I think it'll be good for the community. I think it'll accelerate the recovery process. There's a lot that has to be done, but I'm impressed and very pleased with the resources that I think are going to become available through the conversations with Chip Roy, Governor Abbott's office, and others,
Good.
that we will get it done quickly. Yes, sir.
Thanks, John. Good luck with it. Okay, I'm sure you will. The search for the missing is continuing, as you know, and today I especially want to thank all of these incredible people from the Coast Guard, and you'll give my regards in particular to some of the people we mentioned. Every American should be inspired by what's taken place during this short period of time, and I want to thank Governor Abbott. He's an amazing guy. We come very, very close politically and personally, and we've had a tremendous relationship with Texas. I guess Texas brought us together. We were together fine, but now we're together a lot more. And I want to thank Cecilia, your great wife, who's been our friend for a long time. The job you do is really incredible in so many different ways, including with the border and every different way. Admired by everybody. Secretaries, Christino, Brooke Rollins, Scott Turner, and Administrator Kelly Loeffler. They all wanted to be here. Some of them hopped on the plane with me. Senators John Cornyn and Ted Cruz, you're here among us. And thank you very much. Our great Lieutenant Governor, I see you sitting there. I don't know if they even have your name down, but when I'm here, your name is down, right? He's doing a good job. Always did. Always did. Also, numerous members of Congress, including Chip Roy from the district. This is Chip's district. I had a lot of time last week we spent with Chip Roy getting that great, big, beautiful bill passed. And who would have thought, and he's not easy, but he's good. Where is he? Where's Chip? Who would have thought this was going to happen? And he called because we had a big ceremony set up. And he said, we have a little bit of a flood here, and I think it's going to be a little bit, I better stay here. I better not come back and go to it. And he wanted to be there. He was a part of it, a big part of it. And then he called again and he said, this is bad. And then it got really bad, far beyond your worst, wildest imagination, right? So thank you very much, Chip. I appreciate it. And Brian Babin also is, I don't know if Brian's here, but we do have, and I have to just give some of the names because it's very unusual. Nathaniel Moran, Dan Crenshaw, all of these people wanted to be here. Keith Self, Jake Elzey, August Pfluger, Greg Goldman, Ronnie Jackson. Where are you people? Are you here? You're all here? Where's Ronnie Jackson? Ronnie Jackson, what a person. Every one of these people is so incredible. Randy Weber, Pete Sessions, Tony Gonzalez. Well, we have everybody. Beth Van Dyne. Hi, Beth. Hi, Beth. Roger Williams. Brandon Gill. Hi, Roger. Brandon, you're here? Yes. Thanks, Brandon. Doing a good job, Brandon. Michael Cloud, John Carter, and Wesley Hunt. And we have others, but I'm not, we have to get on with it. But I did want to ask Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. He's been my friend from the beginning. He's been the chairman of all three of my campaigns. And all I know is we won by record amount. So I guess you were a pretty good chairman, right, Dan? And his son is fantastic too. But Attorney General Ken Paxton. Ken's around here someplace. Hi, Ken. Hi. And Director of the Texas Department of Public Safety, Freeman Martin. Freeman, thank you very much. You're doing an amazing job. Texas Chief of Emergency Management, Nim Kidd. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for greeting us too. Major General Thomas Seltzer of the Texas Military Department. Thomas, great job. Thank you. Really good job. And many other officials and government, everybody is here. You know, it's amazing. I do these things and often you just don't have a turnout like this. Half of government is here, but my administration is doing everything in its power to help Texas. And I can tell you that, and the governor will be the first to tell you that when the request was made for the emergency funds, Christy, I think we gave it within about 2 minutes, maybe less. And they had everything they needed, right? Immediately. So we've deployed over 400 first responders and assisted or enabled more than 1,500 rescues. Amazing, 1,500. Customs and Border Protection and the U.S. Coast Guard have deployed numerous search and rescue crews, and they're all over the territory, and trauma teams. And beyond this area, you know, the governor was saying we've gone a little bit beyond this area. Oh, there's Dr. Phil. Look at Dr. Phil. You're looking good, Phil. This is a hell of a situation, isn't it, huh? FEMA has deployed multiple emergency response units, and FEMA has been really headed by some very good people. We have some good people running FEMA. It's about time, right? We get some good ones. They failed us in North Carolina, but when we got in on January 20th, they fixed it up in no time. And the Army Corps of Engineers is always around and always strong and brilliant. We're also taking historic action to ensure that such a nightmare never happens again. And we're going to look and see how can a thing like this, they could say it's 100-year. Somebody said it's a 500-year event. It doesn't, we're not going to let a thing like this happen again where it can wreak this kind of devastation. Earlier this year, I directed a sweeping review of the preparedness and critical infrastructure. I think, again, I have to say, whenever I say that, I have to say that the level of professionalism was incredible. But we'll all work together to find out exactly what can be done, because they do want to rebuild, and they're going to. I just want to say we have a wonderful First Lady, and she's done a great job as First Lady. And she really, very special woman when she saw and met the people that we met just a little while ago. It's very devastating. And would you like to say a few words, honey?
My deepest sympathy to all of the parents who lost beautiful young souls. Deepest sympathy from all of us, to the community, to everybody who lost a loved one. We are grieving with you. Our nation is grieving with you. We just met with the wonderful families. We pray with them, we hug, we hold hands. They shared the stories, and I met beautiful young ladies. They gave me this special bracelet from the camp in honor of all of the little girls that they lost their lives. So we are here to honor them and also to give the support, help, and I will be back. I promise to them, and I just pray for them and giving them my strength and love.
So basically the president and first lady were like, you know what? Our prayers and condolences. I mean, to me, it seems like the president's like, well, dang, you know, he's never seen something like this. And that's understandable, you know. Like I said, this was out of nowhere. But we are used to seeing flooding, but not this bad. Last time it got like this was back in 2002. But I'm hitting an hour. I was only gonna make this like a short little live to give you an update. But for those who missed it, Kerrville's gonna get hit with more rain tonight. Definitely, please be safe. Please be careful. We saw the weather. If any update comes out tomorrow, I'll definitely post it all on Discord. Join my Discord if you haven't already. I don't think it's gonna show this. Nope. I thought it would. Dang. Okay. Oh, wait, no. I clicked on it by accident. I want to thank everyone who came out tonight and saw the live. I want to thank all my replay crew. You guys are amazing. Like the stream. Next week, we're going to go live and we're going to talk about Casey Anthony. I'm going to put out the live stream dates tonight, right now. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update on the Kerrville, you know, what's going on, that the president came, that the toll went up. My heart, prayers, and condolences go out to all the families, the victims. There's still a lot of people missing. I hope that they find them and that they are dry and safe. They're getting hit with more rain tonight. So I hope that everyone in Kerrville, in the San Angelo area, is okay. They're safe. They're well. Please stay weather alert. Definitely get to high ground. Turn around, don't drown. You know, please be careful. If you need anything, if you're from the Kerrville area, if you know anyone in Kerrville, or simply if you're not here from Texas and you need anything, feel free to reach out to me. I'll do my best as I can. My DMs are always open for anybody who needs anything. If you need any resources involving the Kerrville area, it is all listed in the Discord under the Kerrville flooding. Everything is in there. But yeah, new things are coming to the Discord, and I'm so excited. We finally got our own little theme song. Shout out to Melissa. She's the best. But I'm going to end off with the song. I'm going to remove myself from the screen so you guys can hear the song a little bit more. I know I played it in the beginning. But thank you all for joining. I will see you guys on the next live. I'm going to put that out tonight. And I love you all so, so much. Please be safe. Please be careful. If anything, I'll go live again tomorrow night if there's any updates. But yeah, please be careful out there, guys. I love you guys. Bye.
With this, she's on the scene. Texas grit, sharp and keen. A vulgar's lens cuts through the haze. Her dog's a sidekick on these strange days. Late nights with Des, unraveling secrets you can't second guess. True crime tales under moonlit skies. She's got the questions and piercing eyes. Whispers in the dark echo through the air. Her fearless spirit takes her everywhere. A Texan heart and a sleuth sharp mind. Late nights with Des leave no stone behind. Late nights with Des, piecing puzzles with finesse. True crime vlogger with a fearless quest.